The renowned French military general Charles de Gaulle once said, "Silence is the ultimate weapon of power." You know what that means. The most powerful people are often the most silent, and it makes sense. Those with true power are those in control, and those in control have no need to be loud. Take a look at the most powerful animals. They give us an insight into how nature programs us to behave in a power hierarchy. The most powerful animals are usually the calmest. Powerful predators like lions, tigers, bears are distinctly more focused and intentional in their movements than panicky creatures such as foxes. Silence is not just about speaking less, it is also about minimizing your movements. There is a lot that registers in our subconscious minds that is beyond words spoken. Our minds actually interpret how a word is spoken and not just what is said. This is why the calm and silent nature of Sigma males makes Sigma males very powerful and earns them respect. In this video, you will be learning some secrets of how Sigma men use their composure to gain respect. Number 1. Silence is the language of the wise. According to Euripides, the Greek writer, silence is the language of the wise. And he is absolutely right. Wise men are not talkative. They understand that it is better to say nothing than to speak and make a mockery of themselves. People that are always in a rush to talk cannot avoid making wrong judgments, saying too much, or utterly making a fool of themselves. It is said that it is better to be silent and assumed to be wise than to speak and be confirmed a fool. Sigma men are sideliners. They would silently watch and listen from the sidelines, taking note of all that is playing out before them. They do not allow themselves to be drawn into arguments. They would rather allow others to exhaust themselves than to be drawn into an argument where there is no show of respect. When you find yourself in any situation where you have to struggle to have your say, it means you are in a situation where there is no respect, and it is usually better to be silent in that situation. And if asked why you are silent, you can ask if they really want to hear what you have to say. This is a very powerful way of engaging people who love to argue. Don't let them draw you in. Number 2. Most talk are useless and lead to disrespect. Most times you see people talking, they are usually wasting time talking about things that add absolutely no value to them. It is even worse because sometimes it leads to arguments and disrespect, all for a topic that doesn't even matter. People would argue sports, celebrities, and topics that they have no stake in and end up getting worked up and having resentment for one another. Sigma males are not your everyday people. You won't find them wasting their time talking about things they have no control over. Even if you get them into such discussions, they would make their engagement as brief as possible and quickly disconnect. These men are obsessed with deriving value from their time, and talking about things that are not their business adds no value to them. Men who want to be respected must learn to mind their business and question the purpose of speaking in any situation. If you do this, you would quickly realize that most of the things people talk about have no value, and stooping low to engage in such topics shows you have no sense of value. It is simply not worth the effort and the cost. Number 3. Everyone wants to win the silent guy over. In any gathering of at least 3 people, the most dominant members of the group always want to subconsciously win the support of the third person. This is also applicable if the group is larger. The game is to win people over to support your ideologies or perspective about the subject being discussed. Do you know who is most valuable in such a group? It is the silent person. Subconsciously, when there is a discussion or argument, the silent person is considered to be the prize. Everyone that is talking actively wants the silent person to support them. In this scenario, it would be noticed that the eyes of those arguing are usually on the silent person. They may even proceed to make physical contact in an attempt to persuade him to agree with them. This puts the silent one into a very powerful position. Sigma men are often in this position because of their calm, attentive demeanor. He has more control and power in this situation than the loudest people in the room. Number 4. Words have value when spoken by one who says little. People like Donald Trump are alpha males. They love being at the top, and they put an effort to be at the top. These men control the narrative as much as possible, and people listen to them. This is the same with that person that is the most charismatic in a group that is always leading the discussion. Yes, people would listen to him, but it is a tricky situation because men like this often say too much and may find themselves trying to fix things they have said. On the other hand, we are naturally interested in what those who don't talk much have to say, not because we want their opinion, but because we want to know what they are thinking. Humans are scared of mystery. We listen to the silent person because we want to enter into their minds. So it is possible that the silent person may eventually prove that he is not worth listening to if he misuses the opportunity he has. The first time people meet you, the first things you say would define if they respect you or not. Sigma men succeed in making great first impressions, and anytime they speak, people want to listen. Number 5. They speak when they need to. There are people who are silent because they are cowards. In the words of Martin Luther King Jr., in the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. And it is said that evil persists when good people refuse to do anything. Men who stay silent when they need to rise up to the occasion and lend their voice for truth and justice can never be respected. The silent and calm nature of the Sigma male does not hinder him from speaking or fighting for what he believes in. It only determines how he handles the situation. He would never rush into a fight. He is known as the lone wolf for a reason, and that is because he calculates his move before he strikes. Take a cue from tigers. They hunt alone and never in groups. They are Sigmas because they are lone rangers. The tiger would crouch and watch in silence, but would attack at the right time with great power and precision. These graceful beasts are calculative, and their silence and gentility are a sign of power. That is the way of the Sigma male. Number 6. Silence is a deadly trap. There is a technique law enforcement agents use in interrogating suspects. They would give the suspect a bait question, which is usually provocative. Then they sit back and let the interrogated person react. The detectives would never interrupt but pretend to be sympathetic, which leads the suspect to continue talking. At the end of the day, they are able to gather a lot of information, not by yelling and threatening, but by remaining silent and putting on an empathic face. This technique can work in casual situations or formal situations we have day to day. To extract information from people, you only have to keep quiet and listen. Most people would reveal their deepest secrets if they find someone to listen to them. People crave attention, and when they find it, they forget themselves. Many criminals have been caught because they posted the proceeds of their crimes on social media. That is how desperate the average person is for attention. So when Sigmas keep quiet and listen, they are almost able to get the information they want. This is very valuable for men in positions of power. Number 7. Not stressed, always in control. The silent demeanor of the Sigma male is not just about talking only when necessary. It is more about composure. Even when the Sigma male finds himself in a bad situation, he stays true to his composed nature. He is the kind of man that would take responsibility rather than fall to his knees and beg for anything. Even if a Sigma male cannot control a situation, he still can choose how to react to the situation, and he prefers keeping calm. Being calm is a statement of authority. It is the disposition of a man who is in control. The advantage Sigma men have is their organized nature. The organized nature of these men makes them plan ahead. They are deep thinkers that are always careful to be prepared for any outcome. So when they get into an uncomfortable situation, they are not reactive because they are mentally prepared for it. When you deny people the ability to control your reactions, you reverse the situation and gain control over them. That is the power of keeping calm and handling your situation like a boss man. Number 8. Use body language. Sigma men use their body language to control conversations. A lot of subtle body movements and postures are involved in the way humans communicate. Some postures show submission while some show dominance. One posture of dominance is the ability to look into the eyes of those you interact with. It shows you are confident, and it can be humbling for those who have hidden intentions. Just looking into the eyes of someone you suspect to be lying and keeping a poker face is enough to make them feel uneasy. And you make the feeling worse when you look away without giving a reply. When dealing with a disrespectful person, you do not have to say anything. Just looking away and ignoring them is enough to humble an argumentative and disrespectful person. The calm disposition of the Sigma male gives him control when relating with others. It is natural, not forced, because there is a fine line between being silent and earning respect and being silenced because you cannot measure up. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and watch this one as well. Thanks for watching.